Hi, I'm Suzanne, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Welcome to my weekly Monday Makes video on my blog and YouTube channel. The card designs I share today are simple, fun, and easy to recreate. I also sell the products I feature in this video. I hope you enjoy my free video tutorial and would love to see you shop with me. For today's card, I am featuring the stamp set Peace and Joy, but mainly I'm using the dies that go with the set. I have a whole bunch of strips of Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, and I have coated a quarter panel of Whisper White with our adhesive sheets. So I don't know if you've used the adhesive sheets before, but it's very fine, thin adhesive that you can coat the back of your dies with. But today I'm coating a quarter sheet of paper, and you can see what I'm doing here. I'm laying down all the little strips of Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. And I've also thrown in a little strip of silver because I think it went well, some balmy blue glimmer paper, and that one actually is balmy blue cardstock. And then here's the glimmer paper, and I even used some of the white glimmer paper. I can't remember what it's called. I think it has a special name. Excuse me for not remembering one little thing. So I have a whole bunch of these strips, and this is just left over from your scraps, right? So when you have something like this, where you're using all of the designer series paper, but you have a few little strips, this is a great card design to use those strips. And I'll even share next week how to further use the leftovers for this card, because once I was designing this card, I was left over with some of the stripy paper, and I was like, I think I have another idea. Isn't that what, I think it was Leonardo da Vinci, he said that inspiration will find you, but it has to find you working, which means that you have to be creating in order to find inspiration. And I know that's somewhat true for all of us. Sometimes I just don't want to get into a project because I know it's going to suck some time away. And my time is so precious right now. The salon is very busy, and I can only work with one person at a time. And anyway, long story short. And today I ended up having to take my car in. That's why this video is up late, because I forgot that I booked my winter tires to be changed over. All right, so I have another little piece of paper here that I've put the adhesive sheet on, and I'm coloring. This is Whisper White Thick, I believe. And I am coloring with my blends markers. So this is Highland Heather, and I have light and dark. And I'm going to cut out the bright from our die set. And I'm also going to use a circle die for this stripy card. So here's my Stampin' Cut in a Boss machine. I have number 1, number 2, and number 3s on the platform. So I'm just arranging it here so that I can do 2 swipes, or like a one fell swoop. I don't have to do it many times, but I will go a couple of times over because it's cardstock, adhesive, and then cardstock again. You don't have to use a die cut circle if you have a coffee mug or something that you can trace and cut out nicely, but I do like the way that this looks. So perfect. And then this is one of the leftover pieces I have, and then that was when the idea came to me. Then I'm like, oh, well, there's so many more things that I could do with that, but don't throw away that little piece because it's going to come in handy. So I die cut 2 more brights out, because I'm going to layer them all. Now, if you wanted to, like here, I'm very carefully sort of poking out the negative pieces. And then if I wanted to save the tittle, which is the dot of the I or a dot of a J. Did you know that? Anyway, if I wanted to save them, I just put them in my little dish and I would be able to save them. So I bring back the negative piece. And the reason being is because here I'm removing the negative, or sorry, the release paper, and you can see how kind of like I can stretch out that die because it's so very fine, or die cut, I should say. So by placing one into the negative piece, I can layer the second one directly on top. And not only that, it's just going to be far easier for me to handle like a rectangle as it is to handle sort of a thin, skinny die cut word. And then even the third one here, it can, like I said, it can really stretch out, and the die, the actually piece of paper that you've made the word through doesn't look like it anymore. It rips and tears or whatever. So it is sometimes really nice to use that negative piece. And so I'm fitting in the colored one on the very top. So there's two underneath that. And I am not going to use the tittle, so I don't care to have saved it or not, the dot on the I. I have another plan. But I'm just fitting everything in, and sometimes I like to use my take your pick tool, and I'll just poke the end in the trough there and pull and twist the paper into place. And then, of course, I give it a good rub down with my bone folder, and out comes a thicker, pretty much, that's what it is. It is now a sticker. And I want you to notice when I pull off the release paper on this guy, how it actually doesn't ruin or stretch the word because it's so thick and it's got stability. So here I'm going to attach it. I made sure not to attach it over the glimmer paper. It doesn't really stick that well on the blue glimmer paper. It's okay with the dazzling diamonds. That's what it's called. See, you just had to give me a minute. I warmed up. So I just used the anti-static pouch called the Embossing Buddy that we don't sell anymore to de-stickify the letters that are hanging out off of the circle. You could, put it on your sweater, but as you can see, I was wearing my kimono and I didn't want to get my new kimono all yucky. So I use Balmy Blue, for the words Mary and. The words Mary and the word and. And that was from the stamp set. That's the only thing I used for the stamp set. So there was not a lot of stamping in this card today. I took my Highland Heather Dark Blends marker and I colored 4 pearls. And I obviously, you can see that I put dimensionals on the back side of that circle. It's all coming together now, folks. And the Mary and the and are stuck on dimensionals. And then I put the one of the pearls that I just colored as the tittle on the I. And then I'm just going to add a few more embellishments down the page. And that is my card for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.